Hey there, Runescape. This is going to be my first Runescape quest guide for the recently released quest Do No Evil. I hope this quest guide will help guide you through this quest quickly and efficiently. The first thing I want to go over are the requirements for this quest. First off, you are going to need a couple of quest requirements. These include animal magnetism, dealing with scaberas, desert treasure, missing my mummy, recipe for disaster, shadow the storm, and smoking kills, and also a couple of level requirements, including 50 ranged, 64 construction, 68 crafting, 70 magic, and 70 thieving. What's recommended, or what I would recommend for this quest, is also high combat, melee, and ranged, and also high magic. Barrage, Ice Barrage is very helpful in this quest. Lastly are your items. You're going to need the Gorilla Grugri, the one from the Monkey Guards at the temple, a Ring of Charos, Abba's Accumulator, a cat, any kitten, cat, wily, overgrown, whatever works. Some sort of desert heat prevention, like enchanted water tiara or water skins. 10 bananas, 6 teak planks, 10 bolts of cloths. Hammer, saw, 3 knives, 3 water skins, 4 ropes, your monkey speak amulet and a ghost speak amulet is essential. Cat speak amulet isn't quite so, but you might as well have it with you on your bank for later on, because you're going to combine it into your cramulet. And you can also take your camulet and stick it in there too. You're also going to need your desert robes. Coins, probably like 10-15k will do. It's mostly for paying these 1k fees and traveling through the desert. And also you're going to need ice runes for ancient magics. I believe Ice Rush is only one that won't work, so you're going to need one of the last 3 spells, Blitz, Barrage, Burst, whatever. Probably 20-25 casts will do. Yeah. I also suggest a Ninja Monkey Grigri for accessing the Fairy Ring shortcut, and also teleports, Amulet of Glory, home teleports, stuff like that, whatever gets you to the bank quickly. Now that we all have that done with, we can get this show on the road. First thing you want to do is make your way to Draenor Village and go northeast to Leela here. After that, just talk to her and get her to take you to the temple where the queen is. After that, you're going to engage in a conversation with the queen, and then she's going to tell you to step out of the room, after which she will bring you back in, and then you go through another short dialogue with her, making sure you choose the correct options to be able to start the quest. After starting the quest, you're going to want to go to Sophinum and talk to Jagex and the Sphinx. I'm going to quickly teleport there with the Slayer Ring. Just going to teleport here and then run south and take the carpet straight there. You're going to need coins, obviously, to take the carpet, and also you're going to need your kitten for this part, because you're going to need it to be able to engage in the conversation with the Sphinx. Now, Jagex is located in the northeast corner of the city, outside the little the Smash Temple place. Talk to him and ask him about Atmakin, the minor god, and go through all the dialogue that concerns that god. After you have done that, you should go over to the Sphinx, which is just south of Jagex, and talk to it. with your kitten. I think it has to be on the ground with you, so drop it or whatever. I'm not sure. And then ask the Sphinx about Atmakin and go through all the dialogue about that. After you have done all that, check your quest log to make sure you have the dialogue pop up where you should return back to Sentiston to continue on the quest. Now, if you can't remember, the temple that you need to get to now is south of Uzer. So I'm just going to quickly go there from the carpet route from Alcard. And once I get there, the temple entrance, once you click on it, it'll give you an option to enter from the first level or to take you straight to the queen. Obviously, you know which one to choose, and talk to her. Upon talking with her, she's gonna talk about what some monkeys that you have to populate in the desert, and that's gonna lead us on to the next part of this quest. Okay, for this next part, you're going to have your monkey speak amulet and your gorilla gree. Alright, moving on, you're going to want to make your way to Apital, where the monkey temple is. You can get there through either the gnome glider at the gnome stronghold, or you can take the shortcut that I'm using, which is using a ninja monkey gree and using the fairy ring by getting to the agility course. Go through the dialogue with the 3 monkeys at the temple and admit you're a human, and then they will put you through a test where you're supposed to lure a monkey guard around the temple to a box of bananas. Now, to lure this monkey guard, you're going to have to go to the northeast side of the temple here and grab most likely an inventory full of bananas from the crate here. Don't do what I did here and grab just a couple. You're going to need pretty much like almost 20 bananas. Now, this part might get a little tricky, so if you're not on a good connection, you're probably going to want to do what I did here, which is prelay a bunch of your bananas for the path, and then quickly run to the last banana you put down to continue the trail for the monkey guard to follow. One thing you have to note here is that the bananas do go moldy after a short period of time, in which after that the monkey guard won't follow any moldy bananas, and you can see there's the big gorillas standing around. If you place a banana too close to them, they'll go and eat them too. And one more thing is also you want to separate each banana by about 3 or 4 spaces. If they're too spread out apart, then the monkey guard isn't going to follow a trail, and if they're too close together, you're probably not going to end up having enough bananas to reach the end of the path. Return to the 3 monkeys and talk to them, and going through the dialogue, you'll notice that they're going to ask you 2 questions. The first one, you're going to have to answer baboon head, and the second one you're going to have to answer on a monkey shoulder. Make sure you get those right, or else you're going to have to restart the dialogue. After that's done, you're going to have to make your way south of the temple to the king's little throne area and talk to him. You're not going to want to mention Atmakin to him. If you do, he will toss you in his little jail thing in the middle of the city, and you're going to have to make your way back again. So whatever you do, don't select that option. you can see here that you go through the dialogue, and then he'll tell you or ask you why you should put a monkey colony in the desert, and then you mention chalk ice to him, and then this is what will trigger the next part of the quest. There are a couple things that needs to be done before we progress with this quest. The first thing that needs to be done is you have to switch to your ancient magics, like so. The second step is to find some method of replenishing your energy, because this trip is going to be quite a long one, and you're going to be running around half of the Runescape map. So you're going to find some way to replenish your energy, whether it be Terror Bird Scrolls or energy potions, whatever. I'm personally going to use the Ooglu pulls to give myself infinite energy for about 15 minutes, which should be more than enough. Once you've got all that done with, you're going to want to make your way to Narda. The quickest way probably is the magic carpet from the town where the Slayer Master is. Very so conveniently, there is a bank in Narda. You're going to want to pick up a couple coins from a bank, probably 5-10k will do. Your method of restoring energy, if you're not using the energy spring, and ancient magic runes. When you're ready to go, you want to go talk to Roka in the middle of Narda by the water fountain, and get him to sell you a chalk ice. Make sure you have your monkey amulet mold with you, because it needs to, the chalk ice needs to be in the shape of a monkey. One thing to note here is when you're holding the chalk ice, there are ways that you can basically have it not melt. If you open your world map, that'll cause the chalk ice to retain its state. I believe going into building mode does the same, kind of like it would do with overloads. So if you're running into trouble with your route plan, then it's probably a good idea to open your world map and just let it sit there for a bit while you plan out your route. Now, depending on what method you're going to use to get to Apatol, you're probably going to want to plan this out beforehand. There are a couple ways. I am going to use the Eagle transportation system. I'm going to need a rope for that. So if you're going to use that, then bring a rope with you. You can use the flying carpets to get yourself back to Alcarad, and then take Gnome Glider to Gnome Stronghold. Or there's probably a ton of different ways. I'm not going to go in depth on each one. I'm just giving you a couple ideas of what you could possibly do. Now, when you have the chalk ice in your inventory, it'll stay fine for about a minute or so, and then it'll display in your chat box. It'll start to say your chimp ice is beginning to melt, and that's the sign for you to click on your chimp ice, and it'll place it on the ground for you, and then you can cast one of your ice spells on it to refreeze the ice. The stronger level to cast, the longer the effect lasts for. So that would mean an ice barrage would give you the longest freezing effect before you have to refreeze it. When you're outside the city gates, you're going to want to freeze your ice once, because once you're a gorilla, you're not going to be able to cast any spells. And then you're going to want to run to the coastline on the north side. Once you get here, turn back into human and recast a ice spell on your chimp ice, and then proceed on your way back to the King's Temple to ensure you have enough time to get there without the chimp ice melting. I didn't do this part without it ever melting, so I'm not sure. You would probably have to go back to Narda and get another chimp ice again if it did melt. Once you're at the king, talk to him and give him his chimp ice, and then he'll hand you a monkey barrel, and then you should make your way back to the temple and talk to the 3 monkeys there. Get them in the barrel, and then make your way to Alcarad, to the Shanti Pass. As you can see here, I've got an arrow pointing to the next location you need to be to continue this quest. Now for this part, you're probably going to want to take your Monkey Speak Amulet and your Amulet of Glory to get a quick teleport to Draenor. You want to go from the Shanti Pass, the carpet route, and go to Bedouin Camp, like so. Once you get there, you're going to want to run southeast to the designated camel's hump, as the monkeys put it. Once you're there, you're going to want to open up the barrel to let the monkeys out onto the rock, and then that should trigger the next part of the quest, where they will ask for a carpet route to their new colony. From here, make your way back to Alcarad and find Ali Morrisan. He should be west of the cactus patch, standing beside a stall. Talk to him about the carpet route and convince him that you will help him with whatever the heck it is, and he'll give you a metal crate. You're supposed to take the metal crate to Ava at the Draenor Manor, so teleport there. Make your way to Draenor Mansion. Don't forget your Ava's accumulator, and I'm pretty sure that if you're wearing any metallic armor, the device that's upgraded from Ava's accumulator won't work, so take off any armor you have. Make your way to Ava inside the mansion and talk to her about the quest, about a metal detector. And she'll take your accumulator and your metal crate, upgrade your accumulator, and then give it back to you, and then she'll stick the crate somewhere around the manor and tell you to find it using the Ava alerter. Now you're going to want to run to the east side of the mansion and pick up the spade on the ground. Then run outside here to the southwest part of the manor and dig by the fountain. When you're looking at the alerter, it makes the annoying buck buck sounds, buck buck, whatever. The number of it that pops up indicates how close you are. When 4 of them pops up, that's kind of your cue to dig. So just kind of walk around in the direction Just kind of find your way around it. If you walk away, then it's gonna lessen, and if you walk closer, it's gonna increase. After you dig it up, take it back to Ava. She'll take the crate from you, blah blah blah. And now you're able to use the alerter and take it back to the desert to locate Allie's 5 crates stuck in the desert. Now you're gonna want your water skins or water tiara enchanted, because you're gonna be spending quite a bit of time in the desert. As you can see here, I've got a quick map of where you're going to be looking for these chests in the next part of the quest. I've put a little red rectangle around this area. They're mostly going to be by the rocks, so that's going to be the general area where you're going to want to run around and try and get the alerter to tell you where the chests are buried. Just use the method you used before at the Journey Mansion, where you run around and trigger the alerter to get your maximum frequency, and then dig. There are 5 chests in total. I'm pretty sure that the location for each person is going to be random, but the general area where you're going to find them is the same. That's why I made the little map for you earlier. You're probably going to end up triggering 2 scrap battles. They're going to be pretty easy. Here's one of them. You're going to have to kill it before you can dig for a chest. Now, the 5 crates are going to hold a one of them is going to be empty. 2 of them holds gems, uncut ones. One of them holds a bunch of water skins, and the last one holds a flying carpet. Make your way to a bank, and you're going to want to withdraw your water skins, the 4 gems, your carpet, desert robes, 3 knives, hammer, a saw, rope, your 6 teak planks, your 10 tablecloths, and your 10 bananas. If you don't have a pack yak like I do, then you're probably going to have to make multiple trips. Whatever suits you. After you've got all that, you're gonna want to make your way back to the monkey colony. I'm just gonna run down there. Talk to the monkeys, and then they're gonna get you to build a bunch of stuff around here. I think I left this out earlier, but you're probably gonna need the spade too. You're gonna want to go to each of these rubble mounds and dig on them to clear them. Take out your planks and cloths, and then go to each one and build on. Then you're gonna want to withdraw the items that you're gonna fill the stalls with. After you've done all that, talk to the monkeys again. They're gonna want monkey knives from you. So you're gonna have to go back to Apital. I'm just gonna go there from the Edgeville teleport spot, the fairy rings. Use whatever method you would like to get back there. Now these ninja monkey or fighters are gonna be along the north side of the town. So once you get here, you're gonna want to be a gorilla and punch the monkey fighters, knock them out, and then pickpocket them. It's pretty much like pickpocketing men in fight thugs with blackjacks. Just you don't need a blackjack. You can just simply punch them out in the gorilla form. You're gonna want to pickpocket 6 of these knives. Once that's done, you're gonna want to teleport back to Alcarad and go back to the monkey colony. You'll notice if you take the carpet route from the Shantae Pass, you have a couple new options. One of them takes you straight to the monkey colony, which is pretty handy. Now, when you get here, talk to the 3 monkeys on the rock. Give them the knives, blah blah blah. Talk with them one more time to verify that they don't want you to do anything else, and then you're gonna have to return to the temple south of Uzer. I'm gonna quickly skip straight to that part where I traveled from Shantae Pass. head straight to the queen, talk to them. Blah blah blah. Osmond's here for some stupid reason, and then they'll say something's wrong. Blah blah blah. And then you have to return back to the monkey colony. If you right click on Leela, you can go straight back to the surface. Just gonna make my way back to the monkey colony. Now, when you get back to the Shantae Pass and try taking the carpet to the monkey colony, you're gonna notice that the option isn't there anymore. Right here, it's taken away. So I'm just gonna go to Bitavan Camp and run there. Now, if you don't have the items in your inventory already, you're gonna want to grab your Ghost Speak Amulet and your Monkey Speak Amulet. You can also bring along your Camulet and Cat Speak Amulet because you can combine all of them together. When you reach the colony, you'll find a bunch of dead monkeys and the whole place is wrecked. And one of the ghosts will pop up. When you try and talk to it, nothing happens because you have to have your Ghost Speak Amulet and Monkey Speak Amulet together, so you use them on each other. And I'm going to just use my other two amulets on the joint amulet. It's a good bank space saver. Wear it and then talk to the monkey, and he'll update you on what happened, and then we can continue on the next part where we go on to fight the 3 bosses for this quest. Now for this first boss fight, you want to gear up in melee armor, I guess. Bring some prayer potions, your pure sets, whatever. Also, you have to bring a Slayer helm or face mask because you're gonna be down in the Smoking Kills dungeon. Also, bring your Monkey Speak amulet or your Cramulet. For this boss fight, you're basically just gonna want to pray mage and attack it head on. If you have any open spots in your inventory, at times he will knock your helmet off. You want to quickly put it back on. There are ways to combat this if you don't feel like doing that, which is basically filling your inventory with food that leaves an item in your inventory, so you would still have a full inventory the whole fight. Stuff like brews or stews. After you kill it, you talk to the monkey, and then he'll take you back. Put on your Cramulet, and then talk to the monkey ghost to get the location of the second guy, which will be at the Calphite Queen Hive. For this one, you're going to want to gear up in ranged. Bring 2 ropes and anti-poison. Make your way down through the dungeon here. I'm just gonna quickly rest up here so I don't have to walk through getting pummeled by the Calphite Queen, which would not be fun. After you rest up, you're going to want to run to this north side of the cave and enter the hole. Trigger the fight. This fight's relatively simple. If he hits you with melee, he's gonna drain your prey, and he hits pretty hard too. Otherwise, if you're a distance away from him, he's gonna use ranged. Treat this kind of like you're killing Suyena at Surviving God Wars. It's basically like a hit and run method. You can stand here where what I'm doing, it's like a mini safe spot, but he does teleport around from time to time, so it's not like a permanent spot. So yeah, just basically employ the hit and run method, and you should be fine. I get my prey dropped here because I totally forgot that he drains prey when he hits you with melee. So if he does manage to teleport in front of you and smack you, then you're gonna want to watch your prey. After you kill him, talk to the monkey that you captured. Wear your cramulet and get him to take you back. And then we can move on to the last boss, which will be in Uzer, in that dungeon where you killed the boss for the Darklight or whatever. So gear up in melee again. Don't forget your cramulet. Take the carpet to Uzer, and then go down this dungeon. You can see here in my inventory I didn't have my cramulet. After this boss fight, I'm basically just gonna cut the part where I run back to the bank and grab my amulet. This fight is divided into quarters. Each quarter of his HP, he will summon lesser demons. And basically, if you don't kill the demons, then he's gonna have a barrier around him, which doesn't allow you to hurt him. So you're gonna notice a bunch of pillars laying around this fight. You're gonna want to lure each lesser demon around the pillar so the boss can't hit you while you can still attack the demons. Once you defeat him, one of the wise monkeys is gonna pop up here. You're gonna want to talk to it. Here, I come back with my cramulet. You'll get returned back to the camp, or the colony. Talk to the 3 wise monkeys you saved. Blah blah blah, go through the cutscene. Now take the carpets back to User, and then we can finally enter the temple and end the quest.